Alrighty, watch fans, watch geeks, and watch aficionados. Time for another Hotness pick flame, and again we went back to our good buddy Craig Hester over at Russia 2-all. Now look, I'm going to tell you right now, you've already seen it once in the video, you'll see it again. Get something to write with or open up something on your computer so you can write down these coupon codes. We've got two different watches, both from Sturmanskie. A similar look, same movement, but two different coupon codes. Okay, so the first watch, which is the Sturmanskie Open Space Limited Edition, that's the tan dial with the brown strap, is going to be coupon code 184455. The second watch, which is your Space Pioneers Cosmonaut, is going to be coupon code 585155. Okay, now we'll show that again during each one of the watches, but I just wanted you to know what was going on there. So what we've got are two different watches. The price on both of these, regular Russia2all.com discounted price, is $379. The MSRP from Sturmanskie is $479. Okay, so you've already got a good discount there. Craig's doing this on the remaining quantity that he has available, so do keep in mind, very limited quantity, a little over 55% off. You can get either one of these watches home for $168.65. Okay, so that's what you're going to have when this video is done, or if you close it, you'll be dropped onto the page that you see kind of grayed out underneath. Select the watch that you want, put it in your shopping cart, or grab both at this price. Go to checkout and plug in the coupon code. Okay, so we're going to go through all that, take a quick look at each one of the watches, write down the coupon codes. If you didn't get it, you can rewind, or I'll give it to you again. So let's take a look at the first one. Alright, so as I said, this is the first timepiece. This is their Sturmanskie Open Space Limited Edition. $379 timepiece, being discounted over 55%, bringing you down to $168.65 for the watch. Again, this is coupon code. You got the pen, right? You're ready to write this down. 184455. Again, 184455. That is your coupon code. I love this timepiece. I love the color options that are going on here. I don't always do a lot of brown in my collection personally. That's just me. But I think this kind of a tan dial, buckskin maybe, going back to the color wheel that Tim Temple likes so much, but with the dark brown dial and the non-contrast stitching, that brown stitching that's been done on there, I think it makes a great combination, especially with the silver tone that really frames everything out in the 316L stainless steel. So what you're looking at here, first of all, is a 42 millimeter case diameter that's 12 millimeters thick, so if you wanted to dress this up, it's going to work for you. It's in a more classic size and thickness. It's going to fit underneath the cuff, the suit jacket, the blazer, whatever you've got going on. Now, I mentioned the dial color, but notice when you look at the rest of the dial, it is done in the Cyrillic, in the Russian lettering in total. So is the case back. We'll show that to you in just a second. So everything is done in the Russian. I believe the tachymeter scale is even done in kilometers instead of miles per hour. Yeah, figure that one out, right? Impact resistant mineral crystal. I do believe it has a sapphire coating. Don't quote me on that, but very, very durable crystal. That leather strap that you see on there is 22 millimeters wide, so it is going to match up perfectly with that, and you're getting 3 ATM of water resistance. Now, I did say the name was the Open Space Limited Edition from Sturmanskie. Limited edition of what? We'll show it to you on the case back, but it is important to mention here as well This is only 2,000 in the production run that was made for the world. So obviously that means when it's gone, it's gone. So do keep that in mind as you're making your purchasing decision. Now, the movement that is running this, I like this movement as well because there's a little bit of a personal tie to that. This is the SII movement from TMI. So it's a Seiko movement distributed by TMI. This is the VK64 chronograph. And you'll see it's a 2-eye or 2-register chronograph. One on the 3 o'clock, one on the 9 o'clock. Now here very quickly is what you need to know, because pay attention. I'm not going to repeat all of this again because the same movement's being used in the Space Pioneer's Cosmonaut. Okay, same movement, the VK64 from TMI. It's a relatively new movement. A couple of years ago when I was in Basel, Switzerland at the biggest watch show and fair trade show in the world is when the VK64, or actually the entire VK line, as it was then, I believe there's about 7 movements now in that line, is the premium chronograph movements from SII. And what exactly does that mean? Well, it brings a few things to the table. So that center chronograph second hand, okay? The one you see just past the 5 o'clock position on this timepiece. That's the one we're talking about. So 1/5 of a second chronograph second hand, which means it's doing a 1/5 second step, or the motor, the quartz engine, and I'm doing the air quotes. You can't see me, but trust me, I am doing the air quotes. So what it does is it takes 1 second, and this is a simplified version, Reader's Digest condensed version. It takes 1 second and breaks it up into 5 individual components and deals with those components individually. Now what that's going to mean to you is you get a very smooth sweep. Very, very similar. I'm not saying identical, similar, identical, different words, but very similar to what you would see on an automatic, meaning it doesn't give you that hard tick, 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 stop, start, stop, start. Okay, it is doing a stop, start, but it's doing 5 of them in the space of time that it takes a regular quartz movement to do 1. That's why it looks so smooth. Okay, and it's accomplished in conjunction with, let me back up. The other thing that it's going to give you besides that smooth sweep is what they call an instant zero reset. Now I know a lot of you have a Valjoux 7750 or anything out of the 775 range, okay? Or maybe you have a Sellita SW500. Anything along those lines. Have you seen when you stop the chronograph and restart it, how it snaps back into place? Okay, that's what they're calling here an instant zero reset. And this is not only true of the chronograph's second hands, but all of the hands, the other 2 hands on this particular movement. Okay, and it is accomplished by a 3-pointed hammer. The hammer's a part of the movement that's in there. I know this is hard to kind of describe, but utilizing this technology, it allows the instant snapback of all the hands back to 0 position. Why is that important? If you're actually using the chronograph to time something that's running very, very quickly, you want that quick reset. As many of you will know that own some other quartz chronographs, a lot of those, most of those that don't use this technology or a similar type of technology, it takes a little bit longer for all of those hands to reset. And depending on the movement, some of the hands take several seconds to be able to reset. Okay, so you have the smooth sweep of the 1/5 of a second chronograph second hand, as well as the 3-pointed hammer or 3-pronged hammer to give you the instant zero reset. The subdials that you see that are being utilized on there are just talk about the functionality of the movement. Obviously, hour hand, minute hand, date display that's been done on this timepiece. You'll see that at the 6 o'clock position, just above the Cyrillic writing that's done there. You have the center 1/5 of a second chronograph second hand, the chronograph minute hand at the 9 o'clock side, which is a 60-minute totalizer, and then you have a 24-hour scale that has been done on the 3 o'clock side. Okay, so that's the functionality that you have going in to this particular movement, which is the VK64. Now let's take a quick look at the back of the timepiece. Okay, here's the back of the watch, so we can take a quick look at that. I want you to notice as you see everything that's there. First of all, it is a screwed down case back. Notice the screws on the outside edge. That is a more expensive way of doing things, and Sturmanskie likes doing that. And by the way, may I say, Sturmanskie, the crew there at Sturmanskie, met them a couple of times now, 2 different years, over in Basel, Switzerland. Great bunch of folks. Actually, I think I had a part in maybe naming one of the upcoming watches in a meeting that I had with them. We'll see. I'll let you know if it comes up. But that was kind of cool for a watch geek like me. But notice, everything is done in the Cyrillic, as I said, celebrating. And Craig's got information on his page. I'm going to try and keep this as short as I can. But you'll notice the 1965 date, the year, and I've got a birthday coming up actually just a few weeks, but 1965, celebrating the space race. That's the reason I was using that music, a little kind of a militaristic, not quite Russian, but you know, close enough. I liked it anyway, so let me know what you think. But 1965, so you are getting the decorated case back done in the all Cyrillic lettering. Now look at just kind of above and at about the 11 o'clock position. I know this is kind of angled differently. Tilt your head like, you know, the dog that hears the silent whistle, you know, when he cocks his head off to the side. Do that and you can read it a little bit easier. You'll see the numbered limited edition, because remember, this is the open space limited edition. Limited edition of only 2,000 made for the world. This is individually numbered. Yours, it will show a different number probably than what is showing here. This is looks like number 325 out of 2,000. So for a brand that is distributed worldwide and is very popular, especially in the European countries, very low production. That does, by the way, cost more. As I was thinking about that, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but you are getting super luminova on this timepiece. I just wanted to, I know we're talking about the back of the watch, but as you can see there, everything is done very, very nicely in the all Cyrillic. Again, the coupon code for this watch, the Open Space Limited Edition, is 184455. 184455. 168.65 is the price, over 55% off. Now we've taken a look at this one. Let's move on to the Space Pioneers Cosmonaut. So as I said, this is the second watch of the deal. This is the Sturmanskie Space Pioneers Cosmonaut. Now, coupon code for this one, 585155. Okay, 585155. Same price, regular price from Craig, $379, discounted over 55% down to $168.65. 585155. Got it? Because I didn't get the coupon. Okay, so there you go. Now I'm not going to spend as much time talking about this watch, not because I want to shortchange it or I don't like it or anything, but because it is very, very similar. Same case size, 42 millimeter. Same thickness, 12 millimeters. Same 22 millimeter strap. Now the strap is done a little bit different in how it's done. Notice this is more pilot style. The other one had the Croco embossing. This is more very gently pebbled leather, and it has the more traditional pilot style contrast ivory stitching that's been done on there to really give it a great look. This one obviously has a black dial, but for the color tile, I really like the way they've done the numerals. I know in the picture it looks almost kind of like a peachy tone. It's in the very low tone of that the browns, the tans, that sort of thing. 10 ATM water resistant on this timepiece, and going along with the pilot style look is going to be the crown, as you can see, and also the minimalistic bezel design. There technically is a bezel there, but it's on the outside edge, so that 42mm case really opens up very nicely. The ratio between the dial opening and the rest of the case is very small, helps the watch to wear a little bit longer. You'll also notice that it is done in the all Cyrillic, as you can see that it's written on there, as is the case back, which we'll take a quick look at in just a moment. And it is the same movement that we've already talked about, the Seiko, the SII movement, the VK64, the 2i chronograph. All the same things that we were talking about. The 1/5 of a second chronograph second hand, which gives you that very smooth sweep. The instant zero reset on all of the hands for the chronograph. All of that is going to be exactly the same on this timepiece. So there you go. You've got two different options, or at this price point, I know some of you will be grabbing both to round out your collection for you watch fans. But there you go. That's the front of the watch. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the back of the timepiece as well, and then we'll wrap things up and you can get the buying. So here's the case back that's been done on this timepiece. Again, going to be very, very similar. Some slight differences that are going on. Still fully done in the Cyrillic lettering, as you can see. This is not a limited edition, as the Open Space was. So this is a regular production timepiece. A couple of things to notice besides a decorated case back is notice the thickness. Now this is a very comfortable leather strap, as are all the straps that I have personally seen from Sturmanskie, done in the leather. Again, remember, 22mm wide. One of the little attention to detail things that I like, and I know the picture's a little blurry, these aren't the quote-unquote professional beauty shots that you'll see done on a lot of them, but you know, we work with what we've got. You guys are familiar with this for the most part. Notice the buckle, okay, over there to the left side of the screen there. Even that is done in the Cyrillic. I believe that just says Sturmanskie, if I'm not mistaken. I do not. I know it'll surprise a lot of you with me being from Texas and all. I do not read Cyrillic or Russian lettering, so you know, don't mean to surprise you there, but it's true. But anyway, nice little touch that has been done there. Very, very comfortable. The specs that I've got on that, and I don't have these obviously in front of me, otherwise I'd be shooting video of the actual watch. It says that it's a 9-inch strap. So judge from there. Again, 22mm wide, very thick, very comfortable, contrast stitching. This one in particular, very much a pilot style timepiece, whereas the Open Space limited edition might be more of a little bit of a dressier timepiece. Not a full-blown dress watch, but just because of the Croco embossing and whatnot, and just elements of a pilot style. This one a little bit more. Again, coupon code 585155, $168.65 to get this home, discounted over 55%. I'll give you both of the coupon codes here in just a second, and we'll wrap everything up. So just to wrap things up, so you've got all the information that you need. The first watch, the Sturmanskie Open Space Limited Edition, that's the one with the kind of tan dial with the Croco embossed darker brown strap. That is going to be coupon code 184455. The second watch, the Space Pioneers Cosmonaut from Sturmanskie, the coupon code for that one is 585155. Pricing is exactly the same on what remains of the quantity on these watches, which is, I think, right around 2 dozen total, so don't dilly-dally. There's no dillying nor dallying. Dallying, however you say it. Anyway, $379 day in, day out on Russia to All. That's Craig's price. He's discounting it a little over 55%. Actually closer to 56%, $168.65. Just plug in those coupon codes as a part of your checkout. Just add it to the cart, Add the coupon code in the screen. You'll see it. It'll be just below where it shows you what you're buying. Grab one or the other or both. Round out your collection. This is perfect for anybody who is a pilot, who's into, likes anything aviation related. Anybody who was in the Air Force, that sort of thing. Anybody who's follows the Russian history, anything of that nature coming from Sturmanskie with all the Cyrillic. I mean, this is firing on a lot of cylinders for a lot of different niche collectors. So you've got a lot that's going on there. But that's it. I'm going to wrap up this flame. My personal thanks to Craig Hester at russiatoall.com for making this available to you guys as a flame. This is a both of these are very popular watches. They sell very, very well. He's doing some steep discount to move out what is the last of the inventory, and you guys benefit from that. Now, I will say one other thing. This is an added bonus for those of you that watch this video all the way to the end. If you send me an email, and you can if you have questions, but if you send me an email and you want to see it, I will send you two things back via email. One is a link to a YouTube video that shows you, very, very cool, TMI did the video, of that three-pointed or three-pronged hammer that gives you that instant zero reset. I know some of you are really geeky about that, like I am. It shows you how that actually works, how the functionality in that and what the piece looks like, and it's very, very cool. It's about a 4 or 5 minute video. The other thing I will send you is a link directly to all the user manual, which you'll have instructions and whatnot that come with your timepiece when you purchase it. But for those of you that aren't familiar with TMI, I'll link you directly to all of their PDF documentation on the VK64, so you can read up a little bit more and see what's going on with it, and the other 5 or 6 movements they have in their premium VK line of quartz chronographs. So that's it. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the flame. Hope you grab one. Talk to you soon.